Welcome back, everybody, to this week's live episode of the DCL Duo podcast, brought to you by My Path Unwinding Travel. And I'm going to bring CT in now so he can join the conversation. Hey, CT, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We got to give a shout out to our friends over at WDW. Actually, I keep doing that because I'm so used to it. We got to give a shout out to our friends over at DCL Magazine because the thing is official. If you have not already, head over to DCL-magazine.com right now to subscribe to the DCL Magazine, which is in people's mailboxes, except for ours. Can't seem to get our copy, but it's in people's mailboxes now. They've got some great deals over there, some packages you can order if you want to get a full subscription, calendar, everything is coming your way. So head over to DCL-magazine.com right now to subscribe and use code DCL Duo to get 10% off everything in the WDW Magazine store, including the DCL Magazine. So head over there now. Maybe CT, have you subscribed to the DCL Magazine? I mean, that's kind of a pressure-filled question.
I downloaded the app and am going to do the online subscription. I've already got Disney DVC files magazines everywhere. I can't do any more physical. I'm trying to keep it down, so we'll subscribe on the app to the digital format.
Yeah. Well, and Nathan, thank you for letting us know you have not gotten yours yet either. Maybe it's a Washington State thing. We did get our WDW magazine this month. We just haven't seen the DCL magazine. We were sure hoping it shows up before we leave on Friday to get on the Disney Treasure because we wanted to take the magazine with us and show it off around the ship. So, yes.
Hey, a couple of things for Brian. I'm hearing, well, one, I'm going to tell CT to mute himself when he's not talking because we're getting echo through his machine, and I want that to be minimized as much as we can. I see some chat in the comments. Also, Brian, we're getting word from Tracy and Michael that they've got a really tiny little screen streaming for them. So I don't know if they're on the mobile site by accident instead of the YouTube or if something's wrong with your streaming. But I just thought I would tell you. But let's get on to the news. A couple of news items. We heard that this morning they're having issues with the Disney Dream with the boarding process. Apparently, they decided to use a new online check-in system like today in the middle of spring break, and they were having technical difficulties. So boarding was delayed in Fort Lauderdale for the Disney Dream. We haven't heard if this is going on in the other ships, but that's what we heard about today. Another thing that I was informed of is folks who are on the Panama Canal cruise that just left yesterday, which is on the Disney Magic. They had an itinerary change that was announced a few days ago that they were not going to Puerto Vallarta and instead they're going to Cabo, and they sort of changed when one of their sea days was. So there are slight changes in their itinerary. And then the other thing, which is not a piece of Disney news announcement, but I wanted to give a PSA. It's more of a guest announcement or potential guest announcement for folks who are listeners of our show and reach out who want to be guests on the show. I have to give a PSA because I've had to decline several requests for recording lately, and I feel awful doing that. I want anyone who wants to be on our show, I want you to be on our show. But if you contact us after you have sailed on your cruise, there is a high likelihood we are going to be unable to accommodate a recording request. So please reach out to us 2 to 3 months in advance of your sailing, and we'll try to get you on our recording schedule. We actually open our booking schedule for recordings 3 months in advance, and they fill up. And when they fill up, they fill up. And so we really strive to fit in everybody we can, but it's just not possible to do so. So I'm sorry for those of you who I have declined recordings with. It is not you. It's just a matter of time management, and we don't want our recordings to be too stale. So I just want to give that PSA out there. I appreciate all of you who volunteer to be on our show all the time.
Thank you for that PSA. I feel like I need the video of the more you know.
The more you know.
All right. Well, I don't think there are any other big news items for the week that we're aware of. Certainly throw in the chat if you've heard something we haven't. Uh, Hopefully the boarding process changes that Sam, you mentioned there. Sorry, I was dealing with comments in the chat. Hopefully those get ironed out ahead of our sailing. I know that our check-in process is not cleared yet, which does not give me high hopes. But hopefully they get this fixed by the time we are in line to get on board on Saturday. All right. Well, I think we just got to shift into prognosticating. That's
I think so.
and to be just fully honest and vulnerable with our audience right now. CT has done a ton of thinking here that Sam and I have not had the opportunity to do. So this is going to be the most off the cuff you get from the DCL Duo in terms of prognostications. But I'm
CT's got all these ideas. He wrote articles about it. And literally Brian and I have not even had a chance to look at the amazing PowerPoint and video that CT has prepared for this show. So we're going to be very much off the cuff. I do have a list of all the IP that was in the teaser video for the Believe. And so I'm going to, on the fly, figure out what theming I'm going to prognosticate today.
So Ed
and as Ed says, yes,
CT, you can carry the show, and we will do our best. And then I also just wanted to say to Linda's comment, so our recording schedule is now on Silver Castaway Club status.
Yes.
It's just we have more people who want to talk to us than we have time in the week to talk to. So our recordings are kind of at a premium right now, and we've got more content recorded than we can possibly deal with at the moment. So it's a good problem to have, and we're happy to have it. But it just means if you want to talk to us, reach out early. All right. With that, we're going to head into prognostications, and we're going to roll a video that CT put together. Here we go.
It's awesome.
All right, let's do it. CT first. I love the X-Files vibes, all of this. I got to get my Mulder and Scully hat on to do this. Thank you for. And secondarily, I'm going to be reaching out to you to figure out how the heck you put this together, because this was amazing. But CT, I'm actually just going to kind of hand the reins over to you to lead us through your prognostications. I've got your PowerPoint up; everyone can see it. Let's get going. Where do you want to start?
All right. Well, in true Disney fashion, for those that don't know, there's something called the tinfoil mouse ears map. Just like Lost had a map that was the guide for how things work. So, keeping on brand, there is a map of all of these predictions and prognostications, and the Meridian class is starting to fill itself in. So, yeah. All right. So we'll get started. You can go to the next slide.
All right, hold on. Let me just.
And by the way, CT called it the Meridian class before we heard Disney use the term Meridian class, and that's for the next class of ship after the Wish class.
Okay, so there are on the Believe, there are 5 major classes or 5 major categories we're going to want to go through. One's just the overall ship, right? We're talking atrium, bow, stern. Then there's obviously what's going to play in the Walt Disney Theater. I know that's Sam. Luckily, we've got the expert, right, amongst Disney theater fans here with us tonight. And then we'll go through restaurants, lounges. The coffee, tea, and sweets has been tough for me. I do have a couple of prognostications there. I'll tell you, from that introductory that was done, I was just, where do you put Nightmare Before Christmas on a Disney cruise ship? Well, I guess we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and let's kick off in the first category there, Brian.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so here is just a quick reminder for everyone. These were all the IPs that were either featured, talked about, shown, released in a press release. These are the ones we're expecting to see somewhere across this new beautiful ship that Disney's putting together.
Yeah, and some of them were in the specific, like, announcement, and others were just in the video, and so the ones that were in the announcement were The Little Mermaid, Frozen, Encanto, Moana, and Snow White, and then the rest of them were in the video in some way, and specifically, Frozen was actually Frozen 2, Zootopia was Zootopia 2, and Inside Out was Inside Out 2, I believe.
All right,
Brian, next
so
poll.
let's yep.
All right, here we go.
This is
All
so
right.
hard.
So for the start of it, we're going to talk Grand Hall, colors. We're going to talk the statue. We'll talk the bow and the stern, and godmother, godfather, parents, however you want to name that category. But I'm actually interested in what Sam thinks the Grand Hall is going to look like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll start it up. I think we're gonna see a Fantasia themed grand hall with Sorcerer Mickey's apprentice himself as the atrium character. There's been a lot of talk about Snow White and whether she would be the atrium character or a wishing well. And the problem I see with all of those prognostications is that's exactly what they did on the Disney Adventure, and they're not gonna do the exact same thing or even some variation of the same thing on the Adventure or on the Believe as they did on the Adventure. So that's where I stand on Grand Hall. The colors, it could be very multicolored because Fantasia, of course, the Sorcerer's Apprentice has, very primary colors, but the rest of the movie is actually quite a lot of like pastels, but lots of vibrant colors. You could even have some of the lighting effects that we have on the Destiny, especially when you've got what's the bad guy's name from Fantasia, the
Oh,
Chernabog.
Chernabog. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could have like you could have some kind of reference to Chernabog, like even a mosaic of Chernabog in off the Grand Hall or over by guest services or something like that. So you could have a lot very multicolored, but very whimsical. You could also have the what are those guys? The half man, half goat, or half horse, or whatever those guys are. You could have some of those, pictured around the atrium as well, or Grand Hall as well. But yeah, that's my prediction. Brian?
Okay, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, this one's a tough one for me. There's so many great sort of theories floating around for what will go in the Grand Hall. I mean, I know Sam's going to slap my hand, but like because it's already on the adventure. But I really loved our friend Emily's idea of having
It's
just a
not
wish.
happening.
I understand, but I loved her idea of having a wishing well that when you stared into it, it just was a mirror facing back at you, so you sort of believe in yourself, kind of thing. I wonder if we don't have Frozen as an atrium statue on any of the ships, and given its relative, I would say, outsized love by Disney, I like Frozen. I just wish we could get away from Frozen all the time. But I could see maybe like an Anna Elsa atrium statue, maybe that like pivotal moment where she's like, you know, getting ready to like she's turning into ice and she's saving her
Yeah, where she
sister.
saves her. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frozen embodies kind of this idea of like believe and all of that sort of stuff. So I could see that. I do. I will say I am fully AI powered these days. So I dropped some of CT stuff in and asked it to do a little research and give me some recommendations back. And one thing I did like out of this was the color tones. They're sort of saying probably will trend less toward the warm and more toward kind of like the sea like. So they're saying cool blues, purples, and aquas, which I think would go really well with Frozen as well, given the color palette they used in that movie. So I'm gonna go with Frozen, but I bet they're gonna surprise us all and give us something we're not even thinking about. That's my that's my main prediction. What about you, CT? Tell people what you think is the
All right.
Grand Hall's gonna look like.
So I have for the colors, they'll be the same regardless of which one happens. I think it's going to be reds and blues, like the traditional Magic and Dream class ships. but I think it'll be highlighted with silver instead of that warm brown or gold. I think it'll be more like kind of a blend of what was on the previous class ships and the Wish, if that makes sense. And for both of mine, I thought about characters across the IP and believing. Um, and there are two that just hung out. The first one was Ray, and that's my like shot way out there. But if they did a Marvel character and they did Black Panther, why would they not do
A
this
Star
young
Wars
girl who
character.
believed in
Yeah,
herself, right? Like, and
that's a
believed that
cool
she
one.
could do what needed to happen. So when I thought about believe, I really hopped on to Ray. The next one is, and if you want to slide up for us, Brian, the
Yes.
next one, and I messed with AI for a couple of these as well. I thought about how Buzz and Woody believed in one another.
Oh,
So
there we go.
maybe it's
Yeah.
not believing in yourself, but believing on the person you rely on the most, right? So I
Oh,
thought it would be great to show Buzz holding Woody. It doesn't quite have the right pose, but you know which one I'm talking
Yeah.
about, with him holding Woody and Woody's got his arms out and just believing in one another, and that was one that kind of stuck with me. With you, Sam, moving ahead a little bit, for the bow, I would love to see Sorcerer Mini. We've gotten kind of a new mini with each of these ships,
mm-hmm.
and I think the new mini for Believe it'd be really great to see a Sorcerer mini on the filigree. What do you think
Yeah,
about the filigree?
I love that idea. My only concern is that we do have the filigree sorcerer Mickey on one of the ships, don't we? And so I was feeling the same way. I was feeling like it would be awesome to see Minnie as Sorcerer Apprentice, but I'm just not sure we're going to see that. I wonder if we're going to see, something, I don't know, completely different, like I don't know, like a Polynesian mini, like a Moana inspired mini or something like that. So another sort of adventurer, but like a sea adventurer, different than the adventurer mini we
Do,
saw on the Treasure.
do you think they'll depart from Minnie? Because if they're not going to depart from Minnie, then we know Minnie's going to be on the bow filigree, and it's really just about what she's wearing. But if they depart, I wonder if you could actually get Moana on the front of the ship as the seafarer who really believed in the ocean's calling, all that sort of stuff. But
I mean, you could we right now we have only Mickey and Minnie as those filigree characters, right? We don't have any other character besides those two, and I think that's my only question mark, Brian.
I do like.
I'm gonna follow the good wisdom of my friend Brian in the fact that 1923 was on all the Wish class ships. All of them have been mini so far
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
in the
the
Wish
last few.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
how. Yeah,
think we're talking about Minnie coming. Is it Princess Minnie from the Little
oh,
Tailor?
Princess Minnie. Oh, that would be a great Minnie.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do. I
and
do
that would
love.
be an
I
exciting
do love
one.
this
Yeah.
this comment from Nathan about Minnie as Yensid, like a source, like so almost like Sorcerer
Yes.
Minnie. Yeah, yeah,
That's exactly, yeah, that's what we were basically what CT and I were saying. I don't think we're gonna I just don't think we're gonna see Sorcerer Mini only be on the filigree because we've got that Sorcerer Mickey. That's the only reason why I think not. I think we'll see a different mini, but I like the idea. I think that Princess mini would be a great idea. Or like I said, I think there would be great to see sort of a Moana inspired type mini, a seafaring mini that is so adventure style, but not adventure like mini like the Treasure.
well,
Yeah.
What about Pirate Minnie?
ooh, yeah. I don't know if
I
that
wonder.
fits with the believe kind of element. I mean,
Yeah. And I think
Yeah,
she
but
might,
if it's on the Believe, but it reminds you of the Treasure,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
mix up what ship you're really looking at in the class, it's kind of
I
on
know.
brand.
Is kind of on brand, especially like we know like the Believe, the show Believe is not going to be on the Believe, right? We have Disney Dreams is not on the Dream, right? So we know that Disney mixes things up I don't know if that's purposeful or not purposeful, but it's not going to make sense.
I do
So
like
that makes sense.
I do like this idea of having lanterns interwoven in the filigree in some way from like Tangled. So I don't know how you could do
Mhm,
Tangled Mini is the only thing because it's not like Mini
mhm.
has like the flowing head of hair, but I do like them playing around with the filigree.
What if
Uh,
it's Privateer Mini and she's selling fast passes for something? Would that work?
I
oh, I
love
love
it,
it.
but it's not gonna happen. All right, well let's move to the Stern character or characters. I say character only because we have like, Spider-Man with the bots, right? I don't really count the bots as characters, but Spider-Man is the
Can
character.
I can I give one idea here, which is just, and actually this could work for an atrium character from a believe standpoint. Bing Bong, like where's Bing Bong, right? Like I mean, talk about the
Yeah,
thing you
but
have to believe in, and like all this sort of stuff. Like I wonder if we'll get an inside out on the sort of theme on the back of the ship in some way. Like that could be
okay,
really
well
Hey,
pretty.
chat,
well that could be your
chat,
Stern
help Brian
character,
out and let him
Brian,
know Bing
then.
Bong's not happening. Chat, help
Yeah,
him out.
yeah, yeah. Okay, well let's talk Stern characters because I want to talk. I actually, CT, I was thinking that Woody and Buzz were going to be on the Stern, so I don't put them in the atrium in my version of Believe. I put them on the Stern, and I actually put the RC, a little RC car, right? You know that moment where they're about to like lift off the car. I would love to see RC on the back as well. So I could see like
I
a
love that.
trifecta. Yeah, a trifecta of Buzz, Woody, and RC.
What do you think,
Brian?
Brian?
For the
Yeah.
Stern character,
Yeah.
no, I actually I'm gonna lean into like I think they could do something Inside Out themed. It's been a popular franchise for them. And sort of the
So
idea of believing in
basically
yourself. Yeah.
the different emotions. So we're seeing like anger and disgust and
I think it would be
joy,
joy.
sadness,
I think it'd be joy. It's like this is where I get into like, could it be joy and Bing Bong and some of
and you gotta have
the
sadness.
memory
If you got
spheres.
joy, you gotta have sadness. Yeah,
Eh,
memory spheres. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I just I think about that scene of joy, Bing Bong in the wagon trying to fly up. They just have to believe enough to get up. Like I that could be really interesting for me as like a Stern character representation.
I'm a grumpy old veteran, so if we could get anger on the back of this thing, hair flying, right? Like the flames going. No,
Yep.
actually, I thought about Believe once again, and I have two once again that I'm really stuck on. Merida from Brave,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, stretching for an arrow to fire,
Mm.
right? Like, or what about Quasimodo? Hanging
Oh,
off,
Uh,
love
looking like he's singing at the
Quasimodo.
top of his, because he believed in himself when like everyone thought, you know what I'm saying, like really on point with the idea of believing in yourself. Quasimodo, like I talked myself out of him being the atrium character several times because I don't think he's, I love that character. There's a great story there, but I don't think it sells enough for Disney to
yeah.
make him. Yeah, so
Oh, I like
all
Linda's
right, real
comment.
quick, let's
I love Linda's comment here. Anger and disgust can voice the elevator floors and talk. Yeah, I like that comment. Yeah.
all right, real quick, let's give one shot at like Godmother, Godfather, Godparent. What do you guys think for this one?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give two choices: Bob Iger and Lin Manuel Miranda.
Ooh, I love Lin Manuel. I love Lin Manuel. I was gonna say if they go Frozen in the atrium, then Adina Menzel. Because there's just been speculation about Adina Menzel being a godmother for a
Sure.
while now across the fleet, and so I think maybe they give it to her because what she voiced, who'd she voice?
Elsa.
Elsa, yeah.
Elsa.
So like I think it could be Adina Menzel. Could be. We don't have Josh Gad either, right?
Oh, Josh Gad would be a great one for sure.
Yeah.
Because they have him. I mean, obviously he's done a million voices, most prominently Olaf, but he's like they have him everywhere. They have him at every opening for like, yeah.
God, I love Tracy's.
So
If Lynn was on the maiden voyage of this ship, could you even imagine what the Broadway visiting kind of like production for the maiden voyage would be? Oh my God, it'd blow our minds. Yeah. Anyway, CT, go ahead. Sorry.
so I have Bob Iger is one on my list. I think that they would
Yeah.
want to. I like Bob
Honor.
Iger, and then I am still hanging on to. We predicted for the Destiny first responders or veterans, like
Mhm.
as a group, and
Mhm.
I'm still hanging on to the group one.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's likely. I like the Lin Manuel. I didn't think about that, but I think Bob Iger. All right, let's hop on the
Yeah.
next one. Let's start talking about what's in the Walt.
All right.
All right. Walt Disney
Brian, you want
Theater.
to go
Okay.
first?
Oh yeah, go first, Brian. I love this.
Decidedly not. Do I want to go
Yeah,
first?
no, you
Yeah.
should. That's the best. That's the
Sam is
best part.
going last in this
I'll go
one.
last. I love this one. I love this one.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Theater show about believe. I wonder if they resurrect Toy Story as a theater production on the Believe, because they had a Toy Story theater. I wonder if it's Toy
Yeah,
Story or if
it was a really good one.
I wonder if it's Toy Story or if it's Inside Out, because I feel like those two are ripe for a theater production.
And they resurrected Hercules,
Yeah.
right? So they've done that before.
I'm saying no to both of those. Neither of those is going to happen. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
go
think either of those are it either, Brian. I think you were right. We should have let somebody else go first.
Look,
do you think
I will see the show once and then I'll be at the bar. Everyone knows where I'm
Brian-
going to be.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Ryan, will Seize the Adventure be back as the opening night show?
Oh, sure. They're going to recycle that thing throughout
Yeah.
the entire Wish class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's 100%. It's a fan favorite too. So there's like
Yeah.
no question in my
It's
mind.
good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And this-
CT,
and
Good
this- and this-
softball, Sam. Good softball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the second show is an interesting question. How many ships is Frozen on right now? Is it 2?
It's on three
Yeah,
ships.
so it's not gonna be
not
Frozen.
coming on this ship. Yeah.
It's not gonna be Frozen. It can't be Moana and it can't be Hercules because those are too big of a primary stage production for them to haul all that stuff around. So yeah, I don't know. Sam, you're the expert here. You and CT.
Well,
debate
no, I'm
this
not
one.
going to go next. CT's going next. I'm going.
I
last.
think
CT.
Encanto. I think Encanto has to happen. You know, like it's so popular. The soundtrack is still popular. I think it's an easy, there's a lot of places in that where, watching the movie recently, you can pick out the pieces to get it down to like 50 minutes, like they like to get those shows to 45 and 50 minutes.
Mhm.
So it's more palatable for the young crowd. I think that one's a perfect one for them to hop into. I also like Tangled. We've seen repeats from some of the other ships in the fleet. Entangled is just too good, and plays into the believe. Right, she believed that there was something else. She believed
She's got a
that if she
dream.
got this, she would get answer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she believes in
I
her
think-
dream.
I think Encanto is probably the best guess, if for no other reason than I think I said this on an earlier show, like puppetry. I think about all the main stage productions now through the lens of what is the puppetry, what is the staging they can do that's going to blow our minds, and having like the house and making it like, do things and change around and all that sort of stuff. Like I do think that there is
We're going to have
strong-
little puppets climbing on Bruno's back. Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
in
I'm
fairness,
gonna
Sam
jump-
predicted
oh.
Encanto back in an article that I did. One of the early ones I did on your Substack. Sam predicted Encanto, so I don't
Oh, I
want to
love-
take
Yeah.
that. I mean, she was all.
I love Wes's idea here about Peter Pan. Like, we have not talked at all about Peter Pan. Could you imagine an atrium character statue of like Peter Pan and Wendy and the kids flying? Like,
It's not going to happen because we got Peter and Hook on the back of a ship already, on the Treasure. So it's not going to happen. Tinkerbell would be a great character for Believe, right? Because we have to believe in fairies. But I don't think she's going to be I don't think she's going to be that prominent. There's going to be something with Tinkerbell, but I don't think
she's already
gonna
on
be
the
that
back of the
prominent.
Wish. So yeah.
Yeah, well, no, she's not. She's not on the back of the Wish. The back of the Wish is, I forget. But anyway, the Treasure's
thought
got
she's-
Peter and Captain Hook on the back. Anyway, okay, so shows. We're gonna see Seize the Adventure. That's no question. It's gonna be the opening night show. The repeat show, I'm with you, CT. It's gonna be Tangled. There is no reason why Tangled is not on a second ship. It should already be on a second ship. It's only on the Magic. It's a fantastic show. It's not the newest show in the fleet, and so it needs to be on. It needs to be on this ship now. The other possibility for a repeat show that they could put on this ship is Little Mermaid, but I think that if they're smart, they will go with my first pick, which is Tangled. Okay. Now, the new show is going to be Encanto. If I'm wrong on this, then Encanto will be a restaurant. But I really believe that the second show, the newest show in the fleet, is going to be Encanto. I do think it's perfectly primed for stage. It doesn't involve lots of animals or things that can't be done on the stage or are more difficult to do on the stage, right? We know like Toy Story is kind of difficult because the characters are toys, and Inside Out is difficult because the characters are emotions, right? So there are shows that would be more difficult to produce. I think Encanto really fits nicely in the Disney portfolio. It's got huge fan appeal, and it also fits into my Lin-Manuel Miranda prediction. So there you go.
All right.
Alexander Hamilton
Let's
is
hop
the
to the
Enchanted
next
statue.
categories.
Yeah, Alexander Hamilton. Next category, Brian.
It's
I'm-
on
I'm
brand.
I'm on it. Give me a second. There we go. Oh, why is it not? There we go.
It's not going. There we go. Oh, there's the pictures. Oh, there we go. Good job. CTI. You and me were simpatico on this one. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I didn't even
Restaurant.
put guesses up. We're guessing one restaurant here. Right?
Absolutely.
1923 is happening again. Worlds of Marvel's happening.
But here's the question on Worlds of Marvel. Will Worlds of Marvel get another new show? I say no.
Is it Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's why they appeared? I hope that's not how
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is spent in it, but it could be Guardians
Well,
of
and
the Galaxy
it
theme.
already is, right? The second show in Marvel already is Groot and Rocket, and they're part of the Guardians. So, I mean, I think we could see another show in Worlds of Marvel. It could be, the Iron Man teaser. It could be a Guardians theme, but it will be something obviously in that genre. It has to be.
What do you think, CT?
All right, we're frozen. I think.
Sorry,
CT,
I
no, you're
lost
not.
it for a little bit, but I picked it up. Yep.
Okay.
My picks here. I have two. I like a Mulan restaurant, right? Little Mushu's around.
Mushu's Garden.
like-
Mushu's Garden. I've been
Yeah,
saying that for
right.
years, CT.
Well,
and then the other one I like is a Moana Maui Polynesian luau.
I am
Same.
1,000% with you on the Moana theme. And if that's how they put it on the boat, I will be ecstatic. I think a luau at sea would be amazing. I said that for the Treasure. I
Mhm.
said it for the Destiny. Like, I think a luau at sea would be amazing. And they could do some fun things with the food there and the Polynesian culture in the same way they've done with Lion King and Frozen, etc.
Show's easy, right?
Yeah.
Like the
Exactly.
dinner show's easy.
Show would be fantastic.
Well, and they could take elements of like what they do at Aulani, right? With the way that they do the luau show, right? They have some, so they have some models for this in already, places. They have Polynesian and Hawaiian cultural stuff. So I absolutely think that this is a no-brainer. Like I said, I think Moana, I've always been wanting a Mushu's Garden. I don't think Mushu's Garden is going to happen. I want a Chinese restaurant on Disney Cruise Line. If you're listening, you can take my idea, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think more likely they're going to have a Moana themed luau restaurant. And like I said, if Encanto is not in the theater, this third restaurant would be Encanto. Yeah, and no
Nathan,
fire
you can do
dancers.
fire dancers. I don't see what the problem would be. I'm all for the fire dance.
The guy who does the smoked old fashions had to beg for a lighter, but yeah, let's throw some fire around in the after the ship. I'm sure that'll end well for everybody.
No, but
Also,
there's
could you
lots
imagine
of
with the
other...
limited space in that venue?
They could do it with they could do it with like glow sticks or something to kind of simulate things a little bit.
They could do like spinning glow things. They can do all the other different like instruments that they use at the various luau's, right? Like there's lots of cool Polynesian dance stuff they could do in here. Yeah.
Agreed. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All right. Just start talking. It takes me a minute to get the page over here.
Yeah, so let's talk lounges. Let's talk about, Sam, with me real quick. Let's talk about the Deck 3 port featured lounge, right? We've seen the Hyperspace Lounge to little fanfare or less fanfare. We saw the Haunted Mansion. Do you think they do the Haunted Mansion again? Do you think they go back to hyperspace? Do you think they do something new? What do you think?
I think this is where we could see the Nightmare Before Christmas featured. I think that this, like, they could do a highly themed, like, Halloween town bar. Like, I'm a little concerned about where Nightmare Before Christmas fits in, and that's why I'm kind of putting it here because I don't know. I feel like it has to be this or a sweet shop, right? I'm not sure it fits in any other way. And so I feel like they could do a themed bar here. It would be I would love to see them do a new hyperspace lounge and do better theming and call it the Sublight Lounge like we saw on the what's it called? The Galactic Star Cruiser. But I think because it was such kind of a flop with hyperspace on the Wish, I'm not sure they're going to attempt that again real soon. I think that could be coming on the Meridian class. But yeah, I think this is where we could see the Nightmare Before Christmas. While the Haunted Mansion Parlor is a fan favorite, I just think having 3 is a little bit too much. And it's not the same as like main dining where they can kind of get away with it. I think they'll have a harder time getting away with
I
it for
like
a third time.
I like Linda's prediction here, and maybe the reason that it was kind of grayed out was like maybe they're going to do like a
Mm.
holiday overlay in the Haunted Mansion parlor that they could bring to all the ships then in the fleet to kind of update the show around very maritime sailings and such. And given like the ships coming out, late next year, it would bleed right into those very maritime sailings. That's kind of an interesting idea. Um,
So I think Nightmare Before Christmas is too close to the. I love the idea, but I think it's too
Yeah.
close to the Haunted Mansion. That if you're
It
going
is
to get that
close.
close to the line, stay on what's successful and don't take on the risk, right? So if you're going
Yeah.
to do something different, it's either I think either a reimagined hyperspace lounge, and then maybe we see that feed into the Wishes dry dock,
I will just say, like,
or catch the next one.
I know why they put Haunted Mansion Parlor back on the Destiny. I mean, the expense involved in creating the first one, they had to do it a second time, but I am a huge fan of give us new and different. Like, so I'm really hoping they do something different with that Haunted Mansion Parlor that wows, follows in the vein of Haunted Mansion, but isn't just a third ship on which you can see the Haunted Mansion Parlor. Yeah.
So I would like to see Nowhere. I would like to see a bar called Nowhere that's after the Collector's Museum from the
Oh,
first Guardians of the Galaxy. And similar to the Haunted Mansion, where there's all these cases and things on the wall that are interactive and move throughout the time that you're in there,
Oh, I love
the,
that.
the Collector's Mansion or the Collector's Museum falls right into that. So it's Benicio del Toro's character, if you haven't
Hmm.
seen Guardians 1 in a while, and they're on the planet Nowhere. It's a great name for where you going. I'm going nowhere. Right, like it plays well with the characters and cast members on the ship. Like I think I would like to do if they're not going to do a reimagined hyperspace, I would love to see them do
well, and
Nowhere
they
as a
have a
bar.
model. They have a model for it in from Disneyland from Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I mean, that is you're going into
Yep.
I mean, getting butcher's name Tavarian's collection, right? So like that's
Hmm.
I actually wonder if what they do here is like maybe Moana's not the dinner, maybe Encanto's the dinner, and they're going to blow our minds with some other stage production. Encanto's the dinner, and then what if Moana is where the midship bar, where the bayou and
Wait, we're not
the
there yet, Brian. We're not there yet. You're jumping ahead. We're just talking about first the Haunted Mansion Parlor and hyperspace lounge replacement, right, CT?
I was okay with it, Brian.
Thank you. So let's move to the midship then. So like I really think
You're
it
gonna
could be
skip over the
interesting.
piano bar?
I think it could. Well, we could finally get our. No, we'll come back to it. We could finally get our tiki bar on the ship if they do a Moana
Mm.
themed, luau themed bar.
We
Kind of.
have a tiki bar. It's the Skipper Society.
That's not a tiki bar.
Yeah, it is. It's the Jungle Cruise. It's the tiki bar.
It's
They
all
have the
right. It's
yeah,
not.
they have a hippopotami tie. Come on.
It's not great. Like I just would love to see the Moana
That's I
theme.
love how that's the standard for Sam. If it has a hippopotami tie, it's a tiki bar.
It's a
Yeah.
tiki bar. That's right. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I think the midship lounge is. So we're talking about the replacement for the Bayou, the Sanctum, the Skipper Society. I think this is where they copy directly off of the adventure, and we're gonna have Spellbound Lounge here on the Disney Believe, because we've got to get Snow White somewhere into the theming, but you're not gonna have Snow White per se as the character, right? It's going to be the evil queen. It's going to be her bar, not Snow White's bar.
I think we actually get the counterpoint of Spellbound in the dwarves' diamond mine.
Mm.
I like
Drinks are
that.
named after like a dwarf and then the matching color gem. So you get like the Doc's Ruby from the bar, or you
Mhm.
get the Sleepy Emerald, or right. And those are
Yeah,
the
kinda
names
like
for the
we've done
different
with the
drinks.
Infinity Stones on
And,
the Adventure.
and I've got to say, this one's coming from Mrs. Tinfoil Mousehairs on this one. I can't take all the credit for that one. She thought
What
that one up.
what I love
I
what I
also
love
like
about the
Condor Flats,
Oh.
Condor. Oh, okay. Yeah. What I love about your
which was the
Seven
original.
Dwarves,
Oh,
though,
go ahead.
what I love about your Seven Dwarves CT is it's like it plays right into Disney's like collect them all, order all the drinks, and collect all the stones on board. So yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Or all the souvenir mugs.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
coins, yeah.
the other one I like is Condor Flats, and it's based off of Soarin'.
Mhm.
So that used to be the area at Disneyland Adventure. They've done, or California Adventure. They've done where we've taken a ride somewhere and mixed it in where it doesn't really have IP other than being in the park, like we saw with 10,000 Leagues and some of the
Mhm.
other things. So I would like to see Soarin' get a little shout out. It's like your airport lounge kind of vibe, but it talks about going to all the wonders of the world and stuff like that. So they've already kind of done some of the Imagineering with like Skyline, showing you skylines of different cities. I
Mhm.
think there's an interesting way to do that in that space, and then give us some nods to like. There's more about it in the article, but a couple of nods to like the date of the opening of the ride and stuff like that. So.
All right, let's go to the piano bar because I feel like the piano bar is a really important
I,
feature.
I've got this one. I think I've got this one nailed. Can I go
Okay,
first? Can I go first?
go for it.
I think we might
Go.
finally get the snuggly duckling that we've all wanted, because
I
they
would
have
love
a
that.
piano in that bar. They could have I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the names of the big rough and tumble bad guys, but like they could have them as the characters that come in and you sing bar songs with them, kind of like with Cruella, and like I think thinking about places where Disney has used pianos, I think that could be a spot. So yeah.
I like the idea of it as the piano bar, but I actually like the Snuggling Duckling for the Deck 5 port. And I like it from that idea that if Tangled is the second show,
Mhm.
walking from the theater and then just filing into the Deck 5 port
Yeah.
location.
And that makes it the sports bar too. Yeah, I love that.
Well, it's the
But then
pub. It's the pub, right?
yeah,
Like,
Right.
yeah, the pub, exactly, exactly. I like that too. I'm thinking for the piano bar, so I'm thinking Sebastian's, like, as in the Little Mermaid Sebastian,
yeah,
and
I
so we
like
get,
that idea.
like yeah, so we get, like, an under the sea themed bar for the piano bar, and it makes sense for the, music, and we might have, like, little characters with their, with their instruments, like, sort of adorning the walls. I feel like we've got, a lot of musical inspired, um, theming, of course, with Aristocats being the Scat Cat Lounge. We've got Soul Cat Lounge, or you have like very musical inspired characters and theming for a lot of these sort of piano bars or musical bars. And that's why I think that an under the sea Sebastian bar would be great. I love your idea, CT, for the Snuggly Duckling as the replacement for the pub, for like the Periscope pub, or uh all the Pirates of the Caribbean, Cask and Cannon, all that stuff. So I
Sorry,
love
I'm
that.
dying with these comments right now. They're so
I know,
great.
they're great.
Hooky
Yeah.
and serving drinks. Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That would be
yeah.
that would be great.
I mean,
Uh,
the Snuggly Duckling used to be one of the best parts of the Magic pre-COVID. It was
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic, and one of my wife's and I's favorite parts. And it's obviously they went away from it and they never went back. So
Yeah.
I would love to see it come back as a full time uh, pub. And they also just released. Don't they have a restaurant in? Did I see that in Paris? Or no,
Oh,
Disneyland Sea or something? Is it
oh,
Disney Sea?
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Tokyo
Yeah,
Yeah,
Disney Sea.
yeah.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I think it's so weird to me that with on the Magic, they used to transform what was it called? I forget that name of that lounge, what the name used to be. It was like started with a P. Preludes. Prelude? No, not Preludes. It's something
No, it
like
was the
that.
pub. It was the pub.
Oh, it was the pub that they would convert. I was thinking it was the
Yep,
lounge
yep.
right
No,
outside.
it was
Okay,
it
yeah,
was the
because
pub.
we had never been on the Magic at that time, when they did that. But anyway, I would love if they had converted, obviously, any of the pubs, on board the Magic into a permanent Snuggly Duckling, but I think it's a great idea. All right. Okay.
I have one more for the piano bar, real quick,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I think that's where we see Nightmare Before Christmas.
Hmm.
Think about some of the
Interesting.
music from it. It has that gentle way about it with Jack Skellington. They're not afraid to over theme that location when you look at some of the things what they did with DeVille or some of the other ones. I think it's a
I gotta tell
smaller
you,
place.
I hate that, CT. I gotta be perfectly honest, I hate that. 'Cause I feel like that bar has more of, like, a classy, like, lighter theming, and I feel like I like Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's, like, more I feel like you gotta go all in with Nightmare Before Christmas. You gotta go, like,
If they
Halloween
do,
Town,
but if they do,
Christmas Town.
but if they do that, then I don't want Haunted Mansion next door because then it feels like it's too close. Like they really need to do
Yeah,
something different with Haunted Mansion Parlor.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised.
Sorry,
Just
CT, I don't mean to shut you down, I
no,
just hate it.
yeah, I don't hate it, CT. I'm surprised at how like that they included Nightmare Before Christmas in the teaser. Like it's just I mean like is it? I guess I've never realized it's so popular that they would want to put the IP on the ship.
It's pretty
There's a big
popular.
following for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
Yeah,
one of my favorites, but there's a big following for it. So
yeah.
I've
well
got respect that they want to fit it on a ship somewhere.
yeah, and people line up for the Haunted Mansion holiday makeover that they do for Halloween and Christmas every year at Disneyland. In fact, there's been lots of people who keep like petitioning to have it brought to Disney World for years and years and years. So I do think it's pretty popular, but it is kind of that cult classic. Oh, there's your collector's
Yeah.
lounge. There's
All right, so last one,
hyperspace.
real quick. Let's just cover the multi-level as
Yeah,
Brian's clicking through. I like either the casita, which is pretty self-explanatory,
yeah.
and the kind of the what are the characters from the Destiny and Treasure? There's a couple of different names for these cast members that are
Oh,
face
the
characters that are made up
storytellers.
for the ship. Yeah, the storytellers. I like the storytellers being people who are gossiping about in the city, and maybe even one
Mhm.
pretends that like they've got the power of gossip, like one of the characters from Encanto, but then it turns out they're absolutely wrong. So I like the casita. I also like the canopy, and this would be based on Zootopia 2. And it
Mm.
would be more of a lush, like rainforest type looking venue. And it's a couple of people talking about, right, what's happening. Maybe it's a cop or a couple of cops that are in there from the police station talking about big cases that have funny endings, right? Like I think that there's room for both of those in the multi-level.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, CT Imagineering needs to get on top of this artwork you did for the multi-layer casita kind of, from Encanto because if I walked into that space, I would be blown away as compared to how they've handled the multi-story spaces up until now. And I think they
That's
could
also
easily
like try number 20. I fought with AI on that one. We had a battle of the ages.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like the Zootopia idea for the multi-level bar, so I'm gonna piggyback on you on that. I think it might not be the canopy, but I feel like they could do there's lots of different places. There's the tundra, right? There's, like, the Snake Town, right? There's all these different sort of lands within Zootopia 2 and the first one as well, but I feel like they absolutely could theme something, Zootopia in that space, and it could be very, sort of light touch theming.
They could do a
Alright, we
Tundra
got it.
Town. They could do a Tundra Town ice bar. That would be interesting.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Alright, well, we gotta talk coffee and sweets, right? So we got 2 coffee bars and 1 sweet shop. I say we start with the sweet shop, because I love the
That's the easy one.
savories. Well, and I love the savories, right? So I saved the coffee last because I'm not a big sweets person, so I jump in here and say this is where I think we could see Monsters Inc. Because I feel like they've kind of trended towards Pixar theming. We've already got Inside Out previously. We've already got Zootopia previously. We've already got
Not
Incredibles
Pixar.
previously. And so that's why I feel like we could if we saw a Monsters Inc. themed and we know Monsters Inc. is one of the theming, I feel like it would fit, and you could even have little cookies that are in the shape of the doors, and they're decorated as doors. That's kinda that's my guess. Oh, I would love Tracy, I would love a Muppet Sweet Shop, but I don't see it happening.
All right, CT, you got to give your prediction here because I have the sweet shop is like the
Sven's
furthest from my
frozen
mind.
treats.
Ah,
Sven's frozen
frozen.
treats, and there's
Yeah.
a statue of Sven with his tongue stuck on a ice cream cone. You're right; they like that picturesque character that's in there that everyone
Mhm.
takes the selfie with when they're going through and getting their sweet treat. I like Sven's frozen treat. I think this is where Frozen goes on the ship. I know everyone wants something bigger from Frozen, but I actually think it's pretty scaled back because we've seen it so big on some of the other ships. But they would be remiss if they missed it. But I like Sven's frozen treats here.
I like it. I like it.
I,
Brian?
I have zero prediction on the sweets. Like I just
Yeah.
I like that's the place where they've kind of wowed a bit, and like I just have zero prediction. I'm gonna skip to the coffee bars because that's where I like to go.
Hmm.
I actually think it'd be interesting to import your idea about Zootopia to the coffee bars and have bars themed to different, lands within Zootopia. So
Oh, that's a good idea.
you have like a tundra bar, and it's like, it's known for cold coffees and cold drinks, and things like that, and they can make the hot coffee too. But then you've got the different sort of spots that from the movie, and like one of them could be the police station that you outline because I mean, look, stereotyping, but cops and coffee kind of go together. So like you could have like you could have a statue of like one of the people like sitting at the bar having coffee on a coffee break kind of thing. So I kind of like the idea of Zootopia.
I have Jack and Sally's for these two. So Jack's is the coffee
Oh.
bar, Sally's is the tea location. So this was the other place I thought was a place where you could maybe put the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would make sense.
that's definitely a possibility. In fact, actually, Linda put Oogie Boogie Bar as a question mark. I like the idea actually of an Oogie Boogie themed coffee bar. I think that would be kind of fun, and I think it would be uh, really fun to have a Zootopia themed coffee bar if we don't see Zootopia someplace else on the ship. So yeah, I think those are great. But I also feel like we haven't hit Marvel yet on this ship except for in the restaurant,
They have
right?
a whole
And so
restaurant.
no, I
and,
know,
and
but I'm
practically a
saying
whole
I
ship.
also had the Collector's Museum. I hit it once.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like we could see like a Tony Stark themed New York coffee bar, right? Like a New York coffee shop. That could work for some theming as well. All right. Oh my God, are we already talking about the next ship, CT?
Listen, I'm not gonna like walk away unless I can get you guys to give a good shot at what you think. At least the
Oh,
name of the next ship. And
Look,
if you don't mind, I've been thinking about it, so I'm gonna start off and
yeah, you go.
steal
do
what
Yeah,
it.
Brian's gonna say. It's the Imagine.
All
And
right.
that's
yeah,
because it
Done.
translates well. With the Japanese language, it translates well. I think the
Done.
Imagine is where we finally see it.
done. I think we
Yep.
all agree. I
Tracy
think
agrees.
yeah. I
Yep.
think we've all been waiting for the Imagine to be a ship name. Obviously, it didn't happen with the Treasure. It didn't happen with the Believe, and so if it works, especially in the Japanese language, even better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a consensus from this group, and I'm going to keep guessing it until Disney delivers. So, oh,
Okay,
is that
real
the end of
quick, I
it?
got that's the end.
Oh,
We
okay.
went through it. So I
Well,
got a
let's.
couple of things real quick if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say, do you want to talk at all a little bit about the Meridian class? Like, what we think
Oof.
there, or is it just like too
Well,
prognostic?
it's a little far out. I am currently looking. I will send you a copy. You guys, you'll love this. I'll send you guys a copy of the map, and you'll have to take a look at it. But it's got like it's gonna have two less lounges. I think it's gonna have some family
Hmm.
spaces that are just like we have on the current. Where's the spot you like to get an old fashioned and a shave, Brian?
Hooks.
Hooks Barbary.
Yeah, right. And that's on all the ships, right? So there's a couple spots in
Only on the Witch
Universal and ship.
class. Yeah, only on the
What's
Wish
the
class. It's
Is that only on? It's only in the Wish class, correct? So I
Yeah.
think
yeah.
there'll be some spots that are universal like that. So I think we actually have like three themed lounges because of the size. Maybe one coffee shop instead of the coffee and the tea location. So, but I'll
Mhm.
send you what I think is what it's looking like from a scale, and you guys can tell me what you think. But I'll send that to
Love
you.
it.
So real quick, I wanted to thank you guys. I've been finishing up some of my research for our Adventure by Disney trip
Oh,
Oh,
and
yay.
and a lot of it has come from rewatching some of the old episodes you guys have. So if anybody else is getting ready for one, the live show for March 31st with Rebecca that's like the best one. I think I've watched that episode like 3 or 4 times now, taking notes while I'm doing it, just to research other stuff later or take a look at something. That one's a great one. Obviously, your guys' trip report from your Danube cruise is another good one I've been using to kind of get to know what the feel of it all is like. Because there really isn't a whole lot out there about like AMA waterways or even ABDs when you go looking online on YouTube and all of those things. So I can't wait to come back and talk about
Well, I was just going to
my
say,
ABD.
if you are not already scheduled to come back and talk about your ABD, then the primary live show scheduler is on this show right now, and it's not me. And so, yeah.
I will get with Sam really soon to get on the schedule, because I am about 90 days away from being back and being ready to start talking about it. But I
Oh my
think that's about
God.
the time you guys are gone. So I'll have to catch you just as you get back. So there'll be a lot of ABD on the show at once, I'm sure. So,
Yeah.
and then the
And
other one is, if folks haven't seen, you guys did an episode with Sometimes Sailing,
Yes.
and there's some great stuff on there as well. So
Yes, about
do a
river
little
cruising in
multiverse with
general.
the DCL
Yeah.
Duo, and they talk
Yeah.
about river cruising on there, and I got a lot of great tips from there too. So yeah.
And they also
So
have, I mean, for our listeners out there, if you're really interested in small ship cruising, we cover it occasionally on here, but they have an entire podcast devoted now to small ship cruising, and are constantly, I think they were either still are or were out on an American river cruise this past week, and sort of, blogging about that and posting that on Instagram. So I'd expect them to cover it. But if you're really into, like, if you're really exploring small ship sailing, definitely work through our back catalog, but they've got some stuff over there too. And so, yeah, it
Yeah,
can be very helpful.
and Wes has put a pro tip in the chat that Apple Podcast provides transcripts of all the shows, so you can actually download and search for info in the transcript if you don't want to kind of fast forward through if you're looking for something specific.
I'm going to take the lid off of something here for our audience and say, I am actively working to get all of our transcripts for our shows centralized to support an app I'm building that we will release out into the community when it is ready, and you will be able to ask the DCL Duo questions and have that informed by our guests and our own experience in the app. So you'll just 650 plus episodes of research out there. It's a lot, and so
this is what AI can do.
I wanted to find a way to deliver to you all of our show transcripts in a place that you could just search it and ask questions and get kind of the answers you would expect from our guests and us. So it is coming. It is in development. And once I get it to a place that I can actually put it on the App Store, everyone will hear about it. If you're not already a Patreon, my hope is to get our Patreons involved in sort of testing this once it's ready for prime time. So we will probably give some access to our Patreons through a test flight program that Apple allows us to run through, and give it out there and see how it does. So still working on it. It's not imminent, but it's coming in probably the next couple of months for testing, and then hopefully by the end of the year we will have something out in the App Store that you can work with. So yeah.
So that sounds amazing. When you're done with that, could you do a podcast on time travel? Because I don't know how you're finding all of the time for all of this. So we'll need the tips on that.
Yeah.
The last one is,
which is why we do a lot of our stuff on the fly. And so I'm sorry if at times we seem discombobulated. It's because we have full-time jobs.
It's because Brian gets distracted by stuff like this and spends 4 hours on that instead of doing what he should be doing for the show.
So the next one I wanted to bring up, and just as a veteran that comes on the show, there's a really great charity that's popped up in the last few months called Boots to Beaches.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
And Boots to Beaches is a veteran-focused charity, and their mission can be summarized in 3 words: honor, restore, and reconnect. And the whole point is Boots to Beaches provides restorative vacations to combat veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families who are dealing with like invisible wounds of service, traumatic brain injuries, PTSD, the burnout, loss, right? And what they do is they're putting together not only vacations, but an opportunity for families to kind of pause, reconnect, and kind of begin that reintegration and the healing away from the stressors of daily life, right? Like, if you were going to try to reconnect, can you think of a better place to do it than on a cruise?
No, and
No.
whether
I was
it's
gonna.
with your
Or at Aulani or something.
Are
Yeah.
they working
yeah.
with Disney Cruise Line at all? Like, this sounds like an amazing opportunity.
So they are working with various cruise lines. I think they're trying to right fit them. I don't have the answer on what cruises, but I'll get that for you guys. I'm sure for families they're looking at that. Why it matter? The other thing that's a huge piece here is they not only provide the trip, but they're also doing like wraparound support where each of these recipients get connected with like clinical psychologist or like a wellness coach
Mhm.
before and after the vacation to help them like and coach them up for what they what are the challenges they're going to see as they're reintegrating with their family on the trip. It just really is a great cause. It's called Boots to Beaches. You can find them on socials very easily, but they're always looking for like go to the website. It's bootstobeaches.org. You can donate, but I'm not even asking you to donate tonight. If you go to the website, you'll find that on your own. What I'm telling you is go to the website and take a look. They're looking for people to volunteer, or if you know a veteran out there and you're looking for a way to help them reconnect with their family as they're returning, this is a great way. And you can nominate them, and maybe they'll get picked up for a cruise from Boots to Beaches and they can help them out. So,
I
but
love
once you go
this.
there and you're
Yeah.
looking at what they're doing, and right, like as a veteran and someone who loves talking about cruising all the time, this one just really speaks to me. So I hopped onto the donation thing right away. I actually served with a couple of folks that are on the board, and I can tell you, man, some of the most amazing people I've ever, like not a hero myself. I served with some heroes. There's some amazing heroes that are making up the team that's over there at Boots to Beaches. So just go check them out, bootstobeaches.org, and your heart will lead you to the rest, I promise. So.
I love that.
Well, we should.
CT, I love when you come on our show for so many reasons, not least of which is the fact that you always bring up like an amazing way that how we can serve our communities, how we can serve our first responders, our veterans. This is such a great cause. I love this. I'm going to go check out their website as soon as we
Yeah.
log off this show.
Well, we should shout offline CT a little bit, because maybe we can find a way to activate the community here a bit and do like what we did with tunnels to towers, or tower to tunnel. I forget. I'm getting the
Tunnels to
name.
towers. You
Tunnels of
got it.
Towers. Yep.
Tunnels to towers, and try to raise a little money here. So we like to donate the proceeds from the podcast to charities. So we can certainly figure out if there's something we can do from like a matching standpoint or something to help bring a little love to this charity. It sounds amazing. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. I seriously, thank you guys. I love how you guys always give like a good opportunity for that as well. Like
Yeah.
it hits home. It hits a special place. And like I don't want to talk about politics. Regardless of politics, man, there's some people that did some amazing stuff this last weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Take all the politicians that are elected or, out of it. And let's just talk about combat search and rescue and how they brought two people home and they're going to go home to their families. And
Mhm.
that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
For sure. For sure.
absolutely. All
Well,
right.
yeah, CT, let everyone know where they can find and connect with
Yeah.
all things tinfoil mouse ears, and then we'll do our last thoughts here for the coming week. And yeah.
okay. So you can find Tinfoil Mouse Ears on X. I'm trying to learn Instagram. I promise. I can't figure out how to leave links in places. It's driving me crazy.
I'm gonna show
Um,
you.
But what I will tell you is, if you're not following along this week, we've kind of been trolling a Panama cruise trip with our friend Joe from Back to the Mouse. I think he was in Europe at the time. All the Kit Kat bars went missing. Go look and see the way that we're showing you that Joe actually took him and he's bringing it to our favorite concierge guest, Chris from the Concierge Lounge in California. So if you're not following along with that, it's fun and we're just having a good time. And Joe's been great about it. The other thing I'll tell you is we're going to start talking about, after we get done with our Believe coverage, we're going to talk about some of the IPs that Disney's got their hands on that need to make their way to the cruise ships. And if
Yeah.
Brian's been in the Substack lately, he's seen the first one we're going to talk about is going to be Avatar. We're going to talk about ways
Oh
Disney
yeah.
could get Avatar into it's such a big one. Disney is all in. I think more than Iger was. We're going to see tomorrow even more in on Avatar, and I think we will see that. I think it's going to wait for the Meridian class. Meet and greets aren't going to happen because ceilings and avatars don't work well. But we are going to we're going to see that find its way somewhere on the Disney ships. We're going to be talking about the places where it works and the places where it doesn't.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then once we move on from that IP, I've got a list of them that we're going to be taking a look, whether it's Disney proper, Pixar. There's all kinds of great opportunities out there for Disney. We're going to spend some time prognosticating about that as we go between the Believe and the Imagine.
And the
We all
Imagine.
agree it's going to be the Imagine. So, all
Nice.
right.
Love it.
Well, CT, we will link to all the ways people can find you. And as CT mentioned, we say this every once in a while. I probably don't say it enough. One, we should say thank you to CT because he contributes a lot to our Substack. We've started to publish more Substacks. We're trying to put one out for each episode now going forward so that you can have that kind of delivered directly to your inbox. It has the embedded video, the embedded audio if you just want to listen to it that way. But it also gives you kind of an encapsulation of the guest's experience and what we talked about on the show, so you can kind of decide, is this the show you want to listen to or not? We recognize people don't want to listen to every cruise because they're usually planning for their own, but head over to Substack. You can find the DCL Duo Substack over there. You can read CT's great articles under the Tinfoil Mouse Ears heading, and so head over there and subscribe. With that, I will sort of wrap us up. First, say thank you to CT for coming on. We love having you on, man. It's great to see you again. It's been a little while. I know you've been busy. We will not be back next Monday because we will be on the Disney Treasure. On the Disney Treasure, enjoying our own vacation. So we will not be here live on Monday. Rest assured, we have a ton of shows coming out, so you will not notice our absence other than us not being live. And we will be back the following Monday after our sailing. What is that? Monday, April 20th, I believe it is. For a live episode to talk about our own sailing aboard the Disney Treasure.
And I'm hoping to convince special guest star Nathan to join us for maybe a portion of the show. I'm really hoping
that would be fantastic.
I know everybody loves
when he's on the show.
Everybody loves Nathan. He's a star, but we don't force him to participate, and he is a little bit hesitant to participate.
Well, and
I want him to be comfortable, but he's fantastic.
Well, and I'm debating we may try to do, like, I may bring the people have asked us, like, they missed the shows when we did the snippets on the ship in real time, and so we may we
stopped doing those when we started doing live shows because we don't want to duplicate the content, of course. So, but we'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll figure something out there. So anyway,
stay tuned to our Instagram because when we're on the ships, I am just posting on Instagram like crazy. So if you want new stories, new reels, you want to see what coffee we're drinking, what character is on it, you want to see what day I'm at the show and what ears I'm wearing, you can see it on Instagram. So if you want to follow, it's mostly me, I'll be perfectly honest. Every once in a while, Brian will pop up on there. But if you want to follow us on
behind
Instagram,
the camera.
Yeah, not exactly. But yeah, so if you want to follow along with our vacation as it's happening, feel free to join us over on Instagram.
And yes, Tracy, there will be a reel of some sort about the blind funnel boxes on board the Disney ship because Sam has already told me she will be leaving the ship with all whatever it is.
With all 8. I want to leave with all 8. So I might have to buy more than 8. We'll see. I'm going to try and trade if I can. Anyway, but thank you guys, everybody, for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks, but you don't forget, you can watch us and listen to us on YouTube, on all the podcast channels, all the things before then. We'll just be back live in 2 weeks. Everyone have a wonderful night, and we will see you real soon or from the high seas.
See ya.